This week I watched another superhero film by the name of Black Adam.
Oh.
Ooh.
So, if a film could be described as having the stench of the Snyderverse all over it, it would be this film. It's pro-face script, the color grading, the lighting, the slow motion, the music. If I didn't know who the director of this film was and someone told me it was Zack Snyder, I'd have believed you. Like, it is clear that Jean Colette Serra has taken his inspiration for his first superhero outing from Zack Snyder's films.
Because Zack Snyder's Justice League's good.
Because there's so much, but Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman aren't.
No, they're not.
There's so much about the way it looks. It's just comes from that kind of school of directing.
I did think that when I first saw the trailer that it had like not necessarily the look of the Snyderverse, but it had the colors of it. It had that kind of washed out greys with pops of color in it.
You know, like the weird kind of way that 300 looks when it does,
like a sepia tone.
Yeah, but then like the kind of everyone seems to pop a lot where the backgrounds are a bit like
they've all got like outlines, haven't they?
Yeah, like there's like flashback scenes to when Black Adam was a slave and where he comes from and all that. Like there's flashback scenes like that, and it just looks really weird. That's all I could get out of my head was just like, this looks like a Zack Snyder film. I just think that to its detriment because you're not doing your own thing. Anyway, for about 2/3 of this film, however, I was actually kind of enjoying it. I actually did kind of like the way that Black Adam was really ruthless and how it kind of painted him in that light to start with. Like, he comes out and he's literally, the first thing he does is he grabs the man by the head and just melts the guy's body. And you see it all. You see like his whole body just like getting electrified and turned to a skull. And like he comes out, he doesn't give a shit. He's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy because he kind of helps the good guys. He's just get in my way and I'll fuck you up kind of person. Perfectly fine. But he does progress to be more of a hero, even though throughout the whole thing he likes to tell everyone, "I'm not a hero. I'm not a hero." He says, "I'm not a hero" over and over again. He is a bit of a raggy bastard, so he's
just a baddie. He's supposed to be a baddie.
He is an anti-hero in this. He does help the good guys against what is essentially a military-ruled Kandahar. Is it Kandahar?
Kandahar.
Yeah. So
not Kandahar's the real place.
Yeah, Kandahar is it's made up place, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he helps the good guys kind of liberate them from the military rule but doing it in a bad way. I just want them to go, if they're going to carry it on, which they will do because the money it's made and what's come out after it. You have to go down the villain route with him. You have to take him down the villain route at some point. You can't keep him as an anti-hero as much as The Rock probably wants to keep him as an anti-hero because heaven forbid The Rock would be a bad guy, even though he's played a bad guy a lot before. You've got to go in that direction with it. There's no way you can't. But there are moments.
Go on, sorry, carry on.
Well, the reason is that he didn't want to introduce this character as a Shazam bad guy. He wanted it to have, but he wanted it to have a proper backstory and his own film and a kind of a arc into it, rather than just being a bad guy. He wanted to show people where that happens and how that happens, and there are things in this film that hint towards that. But it did have its moments. It made me laugh a few times. There's a moment with The Rock where to do around with catchphrases and stuff that really made me laugh. Actually, Pierce Brosnan looks amazing in it. He's just kind of.
Is he Dr. Fate?
He's Dr. Fate, yeah, and he looks great in it. He sounds.
He looks like him anyway. I think he does look like him.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Aldous Hodge as Hawkman as well.
Yeah.
Like he puts up a good fight against Black Adam because they have this team of the Justice Society. Yeah. And it also includes Atom Smasher and Cyclone, who might as well not have even been in the film for all their good
or in the books.
Honestly, you take them out of this film, it's exactly the same film. They're just making up numbers. It's a bit stupid, really.
To make it an actual Justice Society, you need more than 3 people.
Yeah, exactly. But they just don't do anything.
Why didn't they put Hawk Girl in there instead?
Hawkman, I guess. I don't know.
Weird.
Anyway, Like I said, there was a few funny moments. I did laugh. There was some dry comedy in there, which was quite good. But I didn't think they played with the person out of time concept enough. Remember, like he's been asleep for 5,000 years. They didn't play on that. They should have played on that a little bit more for laughs and for confusion. That should have been kind of a funny thing with it. The film though, it massively loses its way in the final third. Like it's become some big rush to get to the finish. It's really crap. It looks really crap. I appreciate them going comic accurate with the bad guy, but it's so fucking goofy that it doesn't fit the tone of the film whatsoever. If it had been in Shazam, it would have worked completely fine, but it just didn't seem to work with Black Adam at all, considering what we'd had beforehand. So yeah, like The Rock is really just kind of, I don't know. He's trying to be so serious and, like I said, poor face.
Is he like it? What he's like in the Scorpion King?
I can't remember what he's like in that.
Oh, he's so serious in that. He barely talks.
He is just too serious in this, and he does try and crack a few jokes, and not all of them land. But yeah, I'm tending to agree with the critics who have this at around 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's just the final third of the film is just completely let down, and the script is just shocking in places. There is a side story involving a woman and her kid and her brother who originally find this crown or something that's got demons in it. No one's ever found this crown before, but apparently they just walk into a temple and it's there. It's just really, but just the way they walk in, it's really stupid. It's a really shit setup. And it's all this story about the local people rising up and needing a hero and stuff. But just the dialogue around all that and the way it's done is just really shit. I
find it super baffling, and I know it's so baffling why they've made a film on Black Adam. It just makes no sense. He's not. Think of it this way: it's like Marvel doing a full standalone film of. Let me think. Someone that low down, the Tinkerer.
They are doing a Marvel though, aren't they? They've tried to have success with the big characters, and then they're looking at other characters they can make movies out of.
Yeah, but every Marvel film that's based on a single character has been a massive character. You might not think they are, because if you didn't read the books, but even Ant-Man was probably lowest have gone down, but even Ant-Man's still a massive character with massive arcs. Black Adam's Black Adam. He's just a palette swap of Shazam. He's
just a bad version of Shazam. He's just a bad version of Shazam, isn't he?
Yeah, there's nothing else to it. It's fucking weird, but well,
there are moments in this where it kind of is pushing you to where it's going to go, and just watch the pitch meetings of this. It's perfect.
I've seen the end credits because it got spoiled to me as well.
Yeah, so can we talk about the end credits? Who hasn't seen what happens in the end credits or hasn't been privy to what happened?
Not bothered.
Not heard. Right. If you don't want to know what happens, just skip along a minute or so. So the end credits got spoiled by not only the internet, but the actual fucking film team around the film won't shut up talking about it, which is really annoying because for all that I don't really like Snyder's films, Superman, Henry Cavill turning up in the credit scene, I'd have been like, wow, fucking hell, that would get me excited to see what.
It's a big moment, isn't it?
Yeah. And it is a big moment in the fact that we're going to go somewhere with it, and I think this is where it's going to lead towards Black Adam being a bad guy.
I like how they think that Black Adam can stand up to Superman in any way, shape, or form. It's hilarious. He's a fucking god. He's a god.
Well, Black Adam's kind of he's got wizard powers, hasn't he?
Yeah, magic powers, that is Superman's weakness, magic. Actually,
yeah, they can just mess around with it, can't they?
I suppose they could.
Wasn't that supposed to be the gag? Was that supposed to be the gag for Shazam? Wasn't it? Wasn't everyone expecting Henry Cavill to appear in the second Shazam film?
Yes,
or something?
Because he while Superman shit all the way through it, his mate.
No, well, he appears in the end, doesn't he? Superman appears right at the end, but without his head. Yeah. So they're all in that world, and there are some kind of fun jokes around the kid who idolizes a Superman and Batman and Aquaman in that. And there is actually a really good moment where the Justice Society are called out, saying we've been under oppressive rule for years, and you've done fuck all about it. And it wasn't until he showed up and did something about it that you actually took notice. There's a real good kind of social commentary on that about how they'll care about
does it have
about
Leonard
people over
Cohen
here
singing Hallelujah in the background?
Oh God, no. but there is quite a good bit of social commentary around that. It's just the film is just pants. I don't want to carry on talking about it anymore. It's not very good.